This AskReddit user asks, what sucks about being your age? Once your friends start getting married and having kids, ST becomes lonely. Yep. Doesn't help when you move 3,000 miles and don't know anyone. Especially now since I can't even socialize with new people. And I've made very few legitimate friends out here. Edit. I'm a woman. But thanks everyone. All you dudes are solid people and I appreciate the sympathy, advice, and kind words. Making friends as an adult is hard. There's no obligation to spend enough time with other people to become friendly. Unless you join a club which feels lame and weird but is actually work. If it helps. We're all horribly lonely right now. I appreciate the sympathy. But I really hate that we're all lonely. It doesn't help that the man I'm in love with told me he can't commit to a relationship with me because he loves me in a different way than I love him. I'm trying to come to terms with it. But it's affecting me in ways I didn't realize it would. I can't even figure out how to talk to a therapist right now. And I'm not sure if my insurance covers mental health. Thanks for letting me vent to you. Being sore because I slept wrong. When you finally understand what Mark Twain meant when he said, "Youth is wasted on the young." Edit. Quote is from George Bernard Shaw. Or maybe Oscar Wilde. When you're too young to understand but know DN well he's right and you're gonna wish you knew law. It's one of those before you know it you'll be my age boy kinda things. I turned 29 this year and just realized a year or two ago like, DN. Where has life gone? Feels like I should still be in first year of college. Or just graduating. Whereas 6 to 7 years as a 12-year-old is like an eternity. TBH a couple years ago I had a really surreal experience where I had this realization. It's kinda a weird story. Simplified version is I was at a convention. In a room full of other teens cuddling with this guy as just met hours before while we all laid in a giant pile of pillows. I remember realizing that that moment was one of the happiest moments I'd ever had. And that it would end in a few hours. When I realized this, at first I panicked, trying to figure out how to not waste those hours. Then it hit me. The best use of this time was to just lay still and experience the joy as long as I could. So that's what I did. And ever since I've tried to enjoy every moment of pure happiness because I know things will change. Time will go on and that's okay. But just knowing that things will change is the most obvious and at the same time the hardest realization I think I've ever had. My body is starting to feel the aches and pains older people have told me about. It's not terrible. Just really annoying. How old are you? I was at work sitting on my comfortable chair earlier this week. I turned my torso slightly to the right and pulled a muscle in my back that I didn't even know was there. I'm 44 years old. Why'd I feel some pain at 22? St. Wrinkle cream. And acne cream. Yes. Why do I have gray hair and zits? Not fair. This is FN hilarious. So feel you. I'm old enough that I should have my ST together but I'm too young to have my ST together. No one has their ST together. Literally no one. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to save face. I'm married, can't afford my living, and have my desired career. I still don't even have my ST together. I have no FG idea what I'm doing. I've just been stupidly lucky. I'm 29. 5 couples from my friend's circle are expecting a child or recently got married. A few others have built a solid foundation in their career and are buying houses. Most of us grew up in apartment buildings. So it feels fancy to own a house at 30 where I'm from. Meanwhile I'm currently a student and broke. It feels like everyone's so far ahead in life that they'll always be a step further and I'll never catch up. This is why I've largely abandoned social media. If I find out some big news about someone via social media, most often I don't care about it much. Because they're probably just someone I know. Or barely even that. Big news from someone a little closer are usually said in person. And those are the ones I care about. I've been seeing people getting married and pregnant for years on my Facebook feed. But suddenly it's all my close friends or someone I hang out with at least occasionally telling me about their big news. I guess that's why it made me feel a little weird. You're right though. Not much good comes out of following social media too closely. Don't compare yourself. Easier said than done. Something I have to learn too. Cliché, but everything happens to everyone in its own time. Get your education, work your ass off, and you'll get there. Just because everything seems fancy for them doesn't mean life is good for them. Never know what's going on behind closed doors. You'll catch up. One step at a time. You've got this. I'm 25 and the whole existential dread of figuring out what to do with my life is probably the worst part of things. Oh yeah, that doesn't go away. Part of this wonderful adventure we get to have. What a long, strange trip it's been. Being retired. The two things that really suck are watching good friends pass away yearly, having to push through the aches and pains of old age to do the things you enjoy. But I realize that I'm luckier than many of my friends who have had hip, knee or shoulder replacements or open heart surgery. But your second point is important to keep your mobility. My grandparents basically hung it up at 70 and sat on the porch all day every day. And started really slowing down in their 80s to the point that both needed a cane and then a walker. My grandma is still alive at 93 but lives in assisted living and sometimes struggles even with a walker. My dad just turned 70 this year but still plays tennis 2 to 3 times a week and bocce ball twice a week. And still takes on most of the housework. When he retired at 58, he stopped moving and got bad arthritis and back pain. And had to be told at physical therapy that he has to keep moving or it'll just get worse. Thanks. Points well taken. I'm working through it. Mid to late 20s. Feeling like I'm way behind from where I should be by now. That never goes away. Best case scenario is you become at peace with where you are in life. And between the happy moments you still fleetingly think about what could have been. No one is completely satisfied. Yes. It's called acceptance and gratitude. It doesn't mean settling. It's just finding good things in your current situation. FK what other people are doing. Do what you want to do. Wife, kids, house. Who cares? That's not happiness for everyone. The Joneses can eat my ass. Being 50. I better find something good. You can angrily mumble about these damn kids everywhere. I'm too old to take up most action sports. The body doesn't bounce back like it used to. That shit's real. And too young to retire and just FK off all the time. I feel you, man. My ST is just now starting to fall apart. I'm pretty active still. But sometimes my body just hurts for no reason. It's only going to get worse from here. Oh, I'm active too. It's just that now for one day of activities I need 2 or 3 days of recovery. That makes Saturdays great but Mondays suck ass. Haha. Edit. Holy CP. Who knew being old and telling everyone my woes would turn into the most upvotes I've ever had or expected. Thanks all for supporting the Old Man Society. Sounds like you need a low-impact sport. Swimming, cycling, all great transition sports for the aging body. You can even ride trails or swim in small waves for action. Balding, back pain, bad vision. I'm 23. Yeesh. The 3 B's. BR problems. BT leakage. The early 30s is that weird age where you're just old enough to be out of touch with what's cool. But not yet old enough to be fully progressed in your career to be sitting on enough stacks to not care about that. Getting there at least. Just turned 33. Where's the stacks at? The new hires are children and the managers are ready for the Grim Reaper. Stuck in the no man's land that is your 30s. It used to be true. but the 2009 crisis and now Corona fed a significant proportion of multiple generations. I'm almost 40. With a patchy CV and FD knees. I'm basically FD. And because I was unlucky to fall ill early in my career. I never earned enough to feel financially secure enough to be able to start a family. It is quite funny. Hearing about all those people who thought they were financially secure and often looked down upon those of us who graduated at the wrong time and place or were just plain unlucky. Are now finding out that they're also FD and that there was essentially nothing they could have done to prevent it. Like how not so long ago, you'd read out-of-touch articles about how quirky Japanese young people didn't want to get married or have kids, ignoring the underlying economic malaise that would soon spread to the rest of the world. That's so true. The young adults hit in 2008. Boom. Hit again with Corona. We can't win. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.